Hello everyone. In semester 5, Management Accountancy, we are learning cash budget. Okay. Today we will see one another sum of cash budget. We will see the sum number 24. In sum number 24, we are having the details from the following information of CP Limited. Prepare cash budget for 4 months up to 31st July 2012. Let's we underline whatever information we find important. So first we have to make the cash budget for 4 months up to 31st July 2012. 31st July means April, May, June and July. These 4 months we have to make the cash budget. Cash and bank balance rupees 25,000 on 1st April. So this is our opening cash balance on 1st April 2012. Here we are having the months February, March, April, May, June and July. Here we are having the total sales. Total sales means it will include cash sales as well as credit sales. Same way total purchase means it will also include cash purchase and credit purchase. Then wages, factory expenses and office expenses. These all are the payments and the total sales will include the incomes, receipts. Now we are said that assume 40% of sales are cash sales and 60% are credit sales. Means we have to bifurcate this sales, we have to distribute this sales into two parts, cash sales and credit sales. 40% will be cash sales and 60% will be credit sales. Assume 25% of total purchase are cash purchase and 75% are credit purchase. Same way we have to assume that 25% is purchase is cash and 75 purchase is credit purchase. So if for purchase also we will bifurcate purchase into two parts, cash and credit, 25% and 75%. Now we have said 40% of credit sales are realized in the next month and remaining in third month. Now see, be careful that okay, first we have to divide this total sales into two parts. First part it 40% and then second part is 60%. Now this 60% credit sales we have to again bifurcate with two parts. For two parts, 40% credit sales are realized in next month. Means we have to again make it 40% and 60%. So these 40%, as an example, February's sale is 3 lakh rupees. So it will be bifurcated within 40% and 60%, right? So 60% of 3 lakh is 1,80,000. Now we have to make again 40% and 60% of 1,80,000. 40% will be recovered in next month, means in March, but 60% will recover in April. Okay, so we have to do the calculation like this way. This is very clumsy calculation, but if you will calculate calmly, then you will easily understand and you will not make any mistakes. You have to remain very sharp about each and every line. Okay. Then the depreciation of rupees 10,000 is included in factory expenses. Now see, depreciation is non-cash expense. We are not paying to anyone for the depreciation. So, and one more thing is important, that we are making cash budget. So we are including only cash receipts and cash payments. So depreciation is non-cash payment or non-cash expense. So we will minus depreciation from the factory expenses every month. Okay. Then the creditors are to be paid after 2 months. Now for purchase we have to We have given the information for February's credit purchase. Our payment will be in April. For March, it will be on May. For April, it will be on June. And for May, it will be on July. Okay, means after 1 month. After 2 months, it is given information. So February's purchases after February and after March. So in April, like this, we have to find out the payment for the creditors. The lag-in payment of wages half month. Now half month means what? Wages will be, if we are calculating for March, 50% of February and 50% of March. Same way in April, 50% of March and 50% of April. Same way, 50% of April and 50% of May. Same way, 50% of May and 50% of June. 50% of June and 50% of July. We have already done this kind of calculation, so you will not find any difficulties while calculating this. Factory expenses 1 month means we have to pay February's expense in March, March's expense in April, April's expense in June, May's expense in June, June's expense in July. Okay? And office expense is also half month, so we will do the same procedure as wages. Installment of rupees 30,000 is due in month of July, so we have to pay 30,000 rupees in July month. An income of rupees 20,000 is due in the month of June. So in month of June, there is another income of 20,000 will come. Okay. So I hope you understood the amount. So now let's start the calculation. First, we will bifurcate the sales cash into cash and debit. Okay. For February, the sales is 3 lakh, so 40% of 3 lakh is 1 lakh 20,000 and 60% of 3 lakh is 1 lakh 80,000. Now I have written in bracket that 40% payment will come in the March and 60% in the April. This will be very helpful while calculating the month's collection. So always always show the calculation like this way, that it will be easier for you to calculate and it will be easier for examiner also to check. Okay? Same way, March 3,50,000 sales, it is bifurcated in 40% as 1,40,000 and 60% 2,10,000. Same here, it will also 40% in April and 60% in May. For April, 4 lakhs, 40% of 4 lakh is 1 lakh 60,000 and 60% of 4 lakh is 2 lakh 40,000. So 40% will come in May and 60% will come in June. May sales is 4 lakh 50,000, so 40% of 4 lakh 50,000 is 1 lakh 80,000 and 60% is 2 lakh 70,000. This payment will come, 40% payment will come in June and 60% payment will come in July. In June, 5 lakh sales is there, cash 40% is 2 lakh and debit 60% is 3 lakh. 40% will come in July and 60% will come in August. July, 5 lakh 50,000. So 40% of 5 lakh 50,000 is 2 lakh 20,000 and 60% is 3 lakh 30,000. 40% will come in August and 60% will come in September. Now we will find the collection from debtors. So for April, now we have to see that okay, April is here also and here also. So we will do the 60% of February's debit sale, it's credit, and 40% of March. Okay, so 60% of 1,80,000 is 1,08,000, and 40% of 2,10,000 is 84,000. Total will be 1,92,000. In May is here also and here also. So 60% of March and 60% of 2,10,000 is 1,26,000, and 40% of April. So 40% of 2,40,000 is 96,000. So the total will be 2,22,000. Now for June is in April and May. So 60% of April sale is 1,54,000, and 40% of May sale is 1,08,000. Total is 2,52,000. July. Here is also July and here is also July. So 60% of credit sale of May, 1,62,000, and 40% of credit sale of June, 1,20,000. So it will total will be 2,82,000. Okay. So got it? This calculation is will be helpful for you all to find out the collection from debtors month wise. Okay. That's why I have made this specific lines. Okay. So now let's move further. Same way we will bifurcate for purchase: February, March, April, May, June, July. Purchase is 1,50,000, 2 lakh, 2,50,000, 3 lakh, 3 lakh, and 3,25,000. Now we will bifurcate it with 25% and 75%. So 25% of 1,50,000 is 37,500. 75% of 1,50,000 is 1,12,500. Then so 25% of 2 lakh is 50,000. 75% is 1,50,000. 25% of 2,50,000 is 62,500, and 75% of 2,50,000 is 1,87,500. 25% of 3 lakh is 75,000, and 75% is 2,25,000. 25% of 3 lakh will be remain same, and 25% of 3,25,000 is 81,250, and 75% is 2,43,750. Now I have made the another column, that is payment. Creditors will be paid after 2 months. After 2 months. So we will directly show that February's purchase will be paid in April. March purchases paid in May. April's purchase will be paid in June. May's purchase will be paid in July. June's purchase is paid in August and September. So here we are making the statement for April, May, June, and July. So we will consider these 4 purchases. Clear? Because this is for credit purchase. Cash purchase, it will same according to the months, means like April, May, June, July. Okay, so this amount and this amount will come in the months. Clear? Now factory expense. Same way we have written the months. Now we have been told that depreciation 10,000 is also included. So we will minus depreciation 10,000 from every expense of every month from the factory expense. So in February, it is 50,000 minus 10,000 is equal to 40,000. 40,000 minus 10,000, 30,000. 40,000 minus 10,000, 30,000. 45 minus 10, 35. 60 minus 10, 50, and 45 minus 10, 35,000. Here it will be paid in next month. So February's payment, here also I have made the column. February's payment will be March, April, May, June, and July next month. Okay. So we will consider from April to July this one amount. Okay. This calculation can make so easy to make your cash budget. You will not have to make more extra efforts to make cash budget if you have done calculation properly. That's why I'm trying to emphasize on the calculations a lot. Okay. So now only two expenses are remaining. One is wages. So for wages, 50% of last month and 50% of this month. So 50% of March is 37,500. 50% of April is 50,000. So total will be 87,500. May, 50% of April is 50,000, 50% of May is 55,000, so 1 lakh 5,000. In June, 50% of May is 55,000, 50% of June's expenses 56,250. So total will be 1 lakh 11,250. In July, 50% of June, 56,250. 50% of July is 62,500. So total will be 1,18,750. Same way, we will do the calculation of office expense. Only amount will be changed. In April, 50% of March 20,000 plus 50% of April 25,000. So total will be 45,000. In May, 50% of April is 25,000 and 50% of May is 25,000. So total will be 50,000. In June, 50% of May is equal to 25,000 and 50% of June is equal to 20,000. So the total will be 45,000. In July, 50% of June is equal to 20,000 and 50% of July is equal to 27,500. So total will be 47,500. Okay. So now we have completed all the calculations. So we will directly start the sum. Okay. We are making the cash budget of CP Limited. Now see, we have written the opening cash balance. Okay. Now we have to write down the cash receipts. So first is cash sales. So we have already found the cash sales. Here it is given in the cash sales. So we have to consider the cash sales for April, May, June and July. So April, May, June and July. 1,60,000, 1,80,000, 2 lakh and 2,20,000. So we will write down 1,60,000, 1,60,000, 1,80,000, 2 lakh and 2,20,000. Same way collection from debtors also we have found. We have found it month wise only. So 1,92,000, 2,22,000, 2,52,000 and 2,82,000. So we will write down 1,92,000, 2,22,000, 2,52,000 and 2,82,000. Then we have said that our extra one income will be come in June. So income we will directly show in the June month only because it will come in the June. Now we'll do the total receipts, total of this receipt side, but only in for April months. So for April, 25,000 plus 160 plus 192,000, 1,92,000. So the total receipt says 3,77,000. Same way we will write down the cash payments. So first we will write down the cash purchase. We have already bifurcated the cash purchase and we have already marked also that for April, May, June and July. So 62,500, 75,000, 75,000 and 81,250. So we will write down 62,500, 75,000, 75,000, 81,250. Now payment to creditors also we have underlined that this April, May, June and July will come. So 1,12,500, 1,50,000, 1,80,000, 87,500 and 2,25,000 will be written. It will be covered which purchase payment will done in April, May, June and July. So this calculation make very easy to do the entries in the cash budget. So payment to creditors 1,12,500, 1,50,000, 1,87,500, 2,25,000. Now factory expense also we have found So factory expense, for factory expense also we have underlined April, May, June and July payment column. See the payment column, April, May, June and July, and see the net expense 30,000, 30,000, 35,000 and 50,000. So we will write down 30,000, 30,000, 35,000 and 50,000. Same way wages and office expenses are also given. Wages 87,500, 1,05,000, 1,11,250, 1,80,750. So here we have written 87,500, 1,05,000, 1,11,250 and 1,18,750. Same way office expenses are also there 45,000, 50,000, 45,000 and 47,500. So we will write down 45,000, 50,000, 45,000 and 47,500. One payment of installment will come in the July, so we'll write down the 30,000 in July month. Now we'll do the total of payment side, that is 3,37,500 rupees. This total, so we will total this 3,37,500 from 3,77,000 and we'll get 39,500 rupees as closing balance, closing cash balance. This will come as opening cash balance. In May, we'll add 39,500 plus 180 plus 2,22,000 is equal to 4,41,500. Then we'll do the total of 75,000, 1,50,000, 30,000, 1,05,000 and 50,000 is 4,10,000. So we'll minus 4,10,000 from 4,41,500. Our closing balance will come 31,500. It will become opening balance of June 31,500. Man will add 2 lakh rupees plus 2,52,000 plus 20,000 into 31,500 and our total will be 5,03,500 rupees. Then we do the total of 75,000, 1,87,500, 35,000, 1,11,250 and 45,000 and our total will be 4,53,750. If we minus it from the 5,03,500, our answer will be 49,750 as closing balance. That will become a opening balance for July month, 49,750. We add 2,20,000, 2,82,000 into 49,750 and we get the answer 5,51,750. Now we do the total of payment 81,250, 2,25,000, 50,000, 1,18,750, 47,500 and 30,000. Then the total will be 5,52,500. So it is more than 5,51,750. That's why our answer come in the minus. Means in July month we are having the minus cash balance 750 rupees. So if you find any minus balance in any month's cash budget, then there is no matter to worry, because many times it can happen. So don't think that, oh, my answer will be wrong if I got minus cash balance. No, 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 no. It will not happen. In many some the cash balance can be minus in the cash budget. Okay. So I hope you understood this method. This is very important method. We have to do a lot of calculation for calculating the sum, and mostly usually in the examination this kind of sums are coming in the university exams. So be careful and do practice with the examples, and if you find any difficulties you can ask me. Okay, thank you.